of Walchandnagar Industries Limited, Pune. All the faculty members and my dear students for an interactive session on role of engineers post-COVID era. We all are facing such unprecedented situation altogether. You as a student, we as a faculty, engineers out there in the industries, the businessman, the business, the overall sector in the India and I can say over the globe has been changed like never before. So how we as an engineer should have our presence and how we should adjust to this new normal altogether will be the part of today's discussion with. So established in 1983, Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be university, College of Engineering Pune has been consistently ranked among top 100 institutions of India by NIRF, that is National Institutional Ranking Framework by Government of India, consecutively for last 5 years. The institute is also being ranked among top 50 private institutions of India by ARIA, that is Utter Ranking of Institutions on Innovation Achievements. With over 125-130 companies visiting every year for campus placement in college, the ratio of campus placement is around 86% throughout all these years. We are proud to put on record that one of our students, Mr. Rahul Maini from BTech Computer, has been placed in international company Emirates, Dubai with a salary package of 34 lakhs per annum. Recently, we are being also recognized in top 150 institutions in the Innovation Council, that is IIC, among 1700, that is 1,700 ISCs across India. Saturday at BV is a program arranged for students to have a direct interaction with the industry experts, which opens an opportunity to hear first-hand information about recent developments and expectations from the industry, from the students. This activity is a step forward by our principal, sir, Dr. Anand Bhalai Rao, sir, for bridging the gap between the industry and the academia. For today's session of Saturday at Bharati Vidyapeeth, we have with us an eminent personality, Mr. G.K. Pillai, sir, Director and Advisor of Walchandnagar Industries Limited. He is acclaimed management leader and is well known both in terms of name and for his work in the public as well as private sector and industries. He has more than 47 years of professional experience. He is a recipient of many prestigious awards, one of which is being awarded in the hands of our Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. So with this note and with this such eminent rich experience, I welcome Pillai sir for today's talk at Saturday at BV, and I request you, sir, to kindly guide our students, mentor our students as to how to take their career ahead post-COVID era. So thanks a lot, and I will request you, sir, to please carry on. Thank you.
Am I clearly audible now? Can I start my talk?
Yes, you're pretty audible and clear with the video.
Okay, Dr. Anand Bhalai Rao, the Principal and Dean of College of Engineering, part of the Bharati Vidyapeeth, Mr. Nachiket Kulkarni, the head of the department and who is organizing this wonderful program known as Saturday at BV. I'm very happy that you are, the principal had taken initiative for starting such a program in this difficult time for the students to have face-to-face interaction, if not physically, but at least online with various experts in various fields. This is a fantastic opportunity. And I am really grateful to the Bharati Vidyapeeth and the College of Engineering for giving me this opportunity to come and talk to the students of your prestigious college. As Professor Nachiket explained now, and even before that, I knew your college is one of the topmost in the country, in the private sector, and people crave to come and get admitted in a college like yours. So congratulations to you, and thank you once again for giving me this honor of talking to the students. I was told by Professor Nachiket Kulkarni that most of the audience today are engineering students of third year and fourth year. So I can imagine that the anxiety in their mind. I can imagine what will be going through in their mind about their future, about what is in store for them. So let me, I think I have about 45 minutes to talk. So let me put my talk, in a way, in a very simple manner, more of an interactive manner. Rather, I would have preferred to, having face to face, looking at your body language of the student, that would have given more comfort. But anyway, we can't do that today. Today, it's not possible. So even with the available medium, so let us try to talk to all of you. So my talk will be more or less on, removing certain, fear among the students, because that is very important. Some fear among the students that what is in store for them, what is the future for them, number one. Number two, I will also like to clarify what is expected of the students when they come out of the colleges post the COVID situation. So take it lightly. I'll only talk to you based on my experience. I have the last 47 years. I'm sure many of the professors sitting in that college may not be even 47 years old. So I have been the chairman and managing director of two large public sector companies, that is Heavy Engineering Corporation at Ranchi and HMT Machine Tools at Bangalore. I was also the managing director and CEO of Walchandnagar Industries Limited, from where I officially retired in the March 31st, 2020. And now I work as an advisor and a director on the board of the company. So let's come back to the topic for today. What we said, role of engineers in the post-COVID area. Now, if you look at this topic, people have been talking about COVID for a long time. But I thought, since most of your engineering graduates, many of the places recently when I think the organizer should mute the mics of people so that there is less, disturbance to, So when I was, let me come back to the point that, as I said, the role of engineers in post-COVID area. So there are two parts. One is the role of engineers and one is the COVID and the post-COVID area. I will try to, answer both or talk about both these aspects. When Dr. Nachike spoke to me, I did check with him. He said most of the students are engineering students. And unlike many of the talks nowadays, which I have been giving I have been mainly talking to management students across the country. So I am very happy that I am able to talk to a group of engineers. I take pride of being one engineer myself. I did my engineering from 1968 to 1973 at BITS Pilani. It was long back, almost about, as I said, 47 years ago, I completed my engineering. So I'm very happy to talk to the engineering fraternity. Let's look at what is engineering. What is the meaning of engineering? Actually, engineering or engineer has come from a Latin word, which many of you may be aware, ingenium, that is ingenious, intelligent, or there is something clever. So ultimately, what does an engineer do? Engineer is a clever person. That is what people have been talking. Engineer is a very genius. That's again a point. And if you really look at it, so today, if we talk, today you can all take pride that you are part of that whole group of engineers, right from even centuries, long back. There have been engineers. And what do the engineers do? If you look at it, even from 5,000 years BC, there are cases in Mesopotamia and Egypt and other areas where engineering had actually developed. And when you look at various facets of engineering, right from a pulley or a wheel or a chain or an axe or a ramp, they are all the fundamentals of engineering. Today, the society is surviving because of those engineering activities done by engineers of that time. I don't know whether many of you may be aware that, today I do not know in your College of Engineering how many disciplines of engineering you have. But many places you have electrical, mechanical, civil, production, computers and electronics, telecommunication and electronics. I do not know the number of, specialization or disciplines has gone too much. Do you know there are only two types of engineering? One, basic engineering, was all military engineering. It may be surprising to know that actually any form of development in the earlier days or even in today's days is actually done for military. Then only it is come for civil use. So there was only a military engineering, and all other activities of engineering which is not to be used for military used to be known as civil engineering. So one is military engineering and one is civil engineering. So these are the only two types of engineering. Rather, as I said, any engineering development, most of the engineering development from years ahead, it used to happen for military. Even if you look at the development of atomic energy primarily was developed for a military purpose. And then only it's used in a civilian purpose. So what I wanted to say is, you as engineers, what is your job? Your job is to really develop certain things. And you develop for what? What engineers do now? Engineers do things only for the benefit of the human mankind. I think this is a very important word which you should keep it in mind. You do something which is only good for the mankind. And that is the trait of engineers. Why I am saying all this today? Because people have forgotten the meaning of engineering. People think, for quite some time back, people used to think, oh, go for 4-year engineering course, get into some factory, do some work, do some production, do some maintenance, etc., etc. No, my dear friends, I will come in a later part of my talk. The real meaning of engineering, real meaning of engineers, this is the challenging time for you to really put your best foot forward and come ahead. How you will do that? I'll talk to you in the next couple of minutes. I'll be talking about that. So this was fundamentally about the engineering. Now, let's look at the second part of the topic. One more point I want to say before I go to the second point, because many of the time people think, across the industry, across everywhere, people have actually derated the engineers. People are actually derated, feeling that it's the management graduates who are most important in any organization. I want to tell you one thing. No, an engineering graduate is the one which is the foundation of any organization. Just for your information, as I just now said, I have been the chairman and managing director of 2 public sectors, managing director of 1 private sector, chief executives of 2 US companies in India. And I have only done just my BE honors in electrical engineering, nothing else, no management. So why I'm saying this is I want to tell you, young engineers or budding engineers, you are the basic backbone of the society. You are the backbone of the growth of this country. You have to really play a fantastic role in Atmanirbhar Bharat, which our Honorable Prime Minister has been talking and wanting to implement. So this is one point I wanted to just leave it with you. Let's come back to the important point. That is about COVID. Okay, so actually, I don't know how many of you have read the book by Alvin Toffler. In 1970, he wrote a book called Future Shock. In that book, he talks about, the whole world is going to change, and the change will not only be a technology-driven change, but it will be a sociological change. It will be the political situations will change, and he felt that there will be a total new expectation of the humanity in a new world. But I am sure even Alvin Toffler would never have imagined that the change could be to such an extent which has happened from January, February, March 2020. From the March 2020, when the Prime Minister first announced about the lockdown in the country, We have seen that this pandemic, COVID-19, has actually taken the whole world by a shock. It has not left anybody, be it a developed nation, be it an underdeveloped nation, be it a woman, be it a man, be it rich, be it poor. It has made an impact which has nobody could have ever imagined. When you go into business, when you start working tomorrow, you will find that one of the important subjects which all of us learn and which all of us have to implement is disruptions which will happen in any organization. Any disruption. So we have to really work for disruptions. What happens if tomorrow oil is not there? What happens to the whole world? So that's a disruption. Similarly, what happens to if there is a real shortage of coal, what happens? That's again a disruption. If there is an economic failure, there is a disruption. So in industry, in business, people talk about disruption. But nobody had ever imagined that this disruption of a small, actually people felt it's a small virus as COVID-19 pandemic can have such far-reaching effects across the globe, across the humanity, across the people, across the continents. Actually, if you look at it, everything, your life to lifestyle has been impacted, the education to economy has been impacted, travel to trade has been impacted, arts and sports has been impacted. The whole universe has been impacted. And if you again look at it, I'm sure many of you will be watching the IPL, which is being played in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Can you ever imagine a cricket match at such level being played to empty stadiums? It's a shock, isn't it? It's a shock. Exactly. Similarly, the European football, you can see the top players of the world playing to empty stadium. Actually, if you really look at it, the players, the motivation for the player, or the catalyst for the player, or the energy for the player is actually the crowd booing from the stand. And in these matches, you find that, yes, they have nobody to boo for them, nobody to cheer them up. So this is, again, a cause of this pandemic. So what I wanted to tell you is this pandemic has really made a huge impact everywhere. 1.5 billion students across the world, that is almost about 72% of the student community has been impacted by this particular pandemic. I'll first talk about the students, then I'll come to the next level. So obviously it has impacted all of us. It has impacted you, it has impacted me, it has impacted the society everywhere. Now, let us now come back to from the global aspect to a local aspect. We'll talk about the students who are studying there and what is the impact which they will have to face or they are facing already and what they will have to face. Now, there are two points for you, my dear students. This is basically one of, again, a disadvantage of not seeing the students face to face. If you look at the students, you look at them in their eyes, you can actually make out what from the body language, really are they liking the talk or they're not liking the talk. When we talk like this on a virtual platform like this, we don't know whether the student is really enjoying because he's sitting in his house or he may be somewhere else, but we have to live with it. There are two aspects which, as I said, one is the way you study. What I meant was on account of the pandemic, there are two aspects. One aspect is the way you study. And there's a lot of change happen in the studies. This itself is an online talk, online classes. You are able to get the best lectures from anywhere in the world. There is a fantastic change. You can study at your own time. So I will not discuss about that. The second point is the life after your studies are over. That is what I am going to discuss now, from now onwards. What is the life which you will face once you pass from this college, when you come out into the society, when you want to enter your professional field, professional world, what will be the life which you will face? Assuming this pandemic was not there, and maybe most of the students who are now sitting in this, listening to my talk, they would have actually graduated in this particular, either this year, if many of you are fourth year, or maybe after 1 year or so. You would have been actually waiting for a life of challenges, a life where you have actually all your student days up to 12 classes in school and then 4 classes in engineering. You may be wanting that, yes, arey yaar, everything is over now. Now I have to get a job. I have to really, go ahead. There are a lot of responsibilities for me. My family has really supported me for so many years. I want to get a job. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to I want to rise up to this level. A lot of ambitions will be there in your mind. A lot of hopes would have been in your mind. A lot of goals you would have set for yourself. Unfortunately, there is some sort of an uncertainty here, which is definitely not on account of which you are not able to exactly know what is your future. You do not know exactly what the industry is looking at. You do not know exactly how the selection process will happen in various companies. I am told that many of the colleges where there used to be a stream of companies coming for a campus recruitment, the number of recruitments obviously has come down. So, my dear ladies and gentlemen, the students who are listening to my talk, I can understand there is a definite worry in your mind, a definite uncertainty in your mind. More than the worry, it's the uncertainty. And you really do not know what lies for you in future. Let me tell you one very simple thing. Let me change your mood. Let me, lift you from, if you are at a lying low with a low ebb. Let me tell you one thing. The need of engineers is going to increase like anything in the next couple of years. This is a fundamental fact. It is not just to pray, just to please you, I am saying. There may be a temporary setback now, 6 months, 1 year, but after that, I can assure you one thing, the need of engineers, the need of engineering skills will be tremendously high in this country. So one point which I wanted to tell you is you need not feel, some sort of a desperate, or you need not feel depressed that what will happen to you. I can assure you, you have to really feel, beyond that the future, there is a lot of hope and aspirations for you. But obviously, you will have to change the way what people have been doing. I'll come to those points also, that when in the today's world, the type of engineers what the industry will need is very, very different what they have been using or what they have been accustomed for the last couple of, for last so many years. Now, I am coming from an industry. How did the industry take this impact of pandemic 19? Even we did not know what is going to happen to the industry. Even we were totally in blank whether we'll be able to start our industry, when we will be able to start our industry, whether we'll be able to have the same production, etc., etc., etc. I come from a mechanical industry, and we used to always think that in a mechanical industry, it is very important. You're cutting on the lathe, you're doing some welding, you're doing some machining, etc., etc. You need people, but with this, safe distancing, is it possible? Not possible? What are the changes? Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, everything is possible. And that everything is made possible by whom, by engineers. It is nobody else. It is not the management graduate who come and say that this is what it has to be. You have to do this way. It is the engineering graduates, engineers of various organizations who come with ingenious methods to tackle the situation. Even in organizations like us, it is our own engineers who actually come out with new methodology of machining, safe distancing, how to work together, but at the same time be away. So what is important is engineers will be able to actually take this challenge and make it into an opportunity. Now, having said that, you should also know a couple of things. Now, initially, today, if you look at it, the lower number of people for the jobs are there. Okay? Why? You may ask that question. Why? Because the one, as per the rules, as per the protocol, suddenly the government also decided that you can only work 30% of the people can go. Then later on it became 50% of the people can go. So what has happened was, even with 30% people, the organizations were able to churn out production. If not 100%, 70%, 60%, 80%. With 50%, many of the organizations were able to churn out production of as high as even 90%. So what has impacted? The productivity of per person has gone up. So this is a very good point for the country. So obviously, when the productivity has gone up, the number of employees, number of workers, number of engineers actually has to slightly come down. This is one. I'll come to this point, keep it in mind. So the productivity on account of COVID has actually gone up across the industry. Second, technology will be the driver. Gone are the days where you can live without technology. Today you look at it, everything is driven by technology. You and me are talking today on account of technology. How many people before this pandemic knew something called a Zoom or something called a Microsoft Team or a Cisco platform? No, it's the technology. A child today of first standard knows exactly the importance of technology. He's able to learn new things from his school, even though he's not going. So same is the case with organization. So technology is a driver. So what is important? His second point is very important. Who brings technology? Technology can only be brought by engineers. Technology can only be brought by bright engineers. So it is very important. You have to really, even you intend to take an MBA immediately after your graduation, let me tell you one thing. Let me give you a sound piece of advice. Be strong in technology. It is only the technology savvy people will succeed in the coming days. So second point was technology. Third point, which is very, very important, is automation. Gone are the days where, people will be only doing a manual work. Automation is the buzzword. Automation is here to stay. Automation is the future of the world of industries. So this is also to the teachers, the faculty. Even for them, it is important that you have to put more focus in automation. You have to put more focus in teaching the students automation. I think your school, your college has already a control and instrumentation division, if I'm not wrong. Now, they are definitely going to play a very important role. Automation to such an extent that I sit here today in Palakkad, I am actually now in Kerala, sitting in Palakkad in Kerala. I know what is happening in my factory, sitting here itself. So, third point, which has actually, the COVID has made an impact for everybody, is involving automation. For everything, I can, you are in Pune, but I at present live in a small town, a very small town, maybe like a Bharati or something like that. So even in a small town today, because of the COVID, the life has changed. You find all the food, aggregators like Zomato and other Swiggy, all even in small towns. So that is a part of technology development, automation. Factories are operating now where there is to be 2 or 3 operators. Through automation, you can operate with 1 operator. The fourth point, which is very important, is speed. Speed means S-P-E-E-D. That's what the speed I am saying. Speed. What you can do today, you have to do it possibly yesterday. Speed is the most important thing in COVID has again taught us. We cannot be lethargic. We cannot be lethargic. You look at, the amount of speed at which people have started making masks. People have started making sanitizers. They all became successful. People have adapted to changes at a speed. If you go on thinking, I have to think, karna hai, nahi karna hai, you will never succeed. So speed is another area, another aspect which this COVID-19 has taught us. And another very important point, which may not be much important to you as young students, but definitely once you go to the organizations, you will feel this difference. You know, till now, the organizations used to have a command and control. That is, the boss, he controls, he commands, he controls. His people working under him, his subordinates, etc. This COVID has actually taught us go from command and control to trust and delegation. Why I mean to say by trust and delegation? You are working from home. The boss cannot come and say what you are doing. So it is basically you trust your people, you trust your employees, you trust your team, and it is delegation. You delegate. So this is a good part for you youngsters. You are going to enter the industry in a time when there will be a lot of trust on you. The trust on you is very, very important, because ultimately you should actually earn the trust of your organization, of your boss. So that is the fourth part. A very important point which is there, that is the development of part-time work. Till now, you know, it was never a part-time work, was not much thought of in the industry. You see, there may be a very good musician who has an ambition to become a musician, or a very good sportsman who wants to spend 4 hours going to the sports field. But if you take up a job in the earlier days, you can never actually do justice to both, neither to the sports, nor to your music, or nor to your work. This pandemic has taught, and it is going to stay, that people can work on hours. There'll be half-day work, there'll be hourly basis. If you're in engineering, there'll be many organizations ready to give you a job. Say, this is a job, you do it in 24 hours. You may do in 24 hours, in 4 days, or 6 days, or 2 days. So a part-time job. And this part-time job will be very useful for the women folk. Many women who are very intelligent, who are very brilliant, actually shun the professional life, professional career, because they start looking after their family, their children, etc. This part-time employment will really be very useful to the women who can really work for 2 hours after taking care of the family, the children, etc., etc. They may have 2 hours free, 4 hours free in a day. They can definitely actually take up jobs. So these are 4 or 5 points which, on account of this pandemic, has changed the way the industries look at it. How does this make this impact you? You are now looking at how it will impact you as a student who is going to complete his engineering very soon, either this year or next year. What I said was from the point of view of the industries, how the industries look at things. Okay. So if I now change myself as a student, one of the most important thing is, you know, when I studied in BITS Pilani, my college had a, you know, every college has an emblem. And the emblem of BITS Pilani was Jnanam Paramam Balam. Knowledge is power supreme. It's very, you know, when we were young boys of 16, when we entered the college, when we saw that, you know, our our director used to tell about that emblem, saying that Jnanam Paramam Balam, because this is the place where you are going to get knowledge, and knowledge is power supreme. Is today this fact that knowledge is power supreme true? The answer is no. Answer is not yes. Many of you may be thinking yes, but I am saying the answer is no. Why? In 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, to get knowledge, one has to go to a good college to go study, because the teachers used to teach. Well, like students come to your college, College of Engineering of Bharati Vidyapeeth. Today, why I said no is knowledge is available freely. You click of a button, you will get the full knowledge about any subject through internet, through Google. Okay, so knowledge is available for anybody and everybody. Earlier, to get some engineering college, today, if even your wife or if your mother wants to know what is electrical motor, she can just click and at least try to get some information about anything, even about a cell phone, what is the gigabytes. Or you get all knowledge is available free. Knowledge is available free. I'm using the word free. Okay. Then what is it? If knowledge is not important, sir, what is important? What is important is application of knowledge is the one which is most important today. How you apply the knowledge. You may have lots of information in your mind. It's of no use. The information is absolutely just a junk material lying in your brain until and unless you are actually using that information. So application of knowledge is very, very, very important. I want to emphasize on this point, particularly to my young students. All your life, you may be now maybe 20, 21, 22, whatever be your age, less than 25, I'm sure. You have at least a working life till 60 years, almost 35 more years minimum average everybody has got. You will learn that application of knowledge is the only successful thing is going to make you successful in your life. So keep that a point which is very important. Now, what does this application of knowledge mean? That in the particular circumstances, how do you apply that knowledge? And let me give a very crude example of knowledge and application of knowledge. In nuclear energy, if you know how to make nuclear energy, if you know how to develop nuclear equipment, if the application is not done for the right job, right thing, for the peaceful purposes, and if the application is done for bad things, harmful things, war, it's actually a catastrophe, isn't it? So the application of knowledge in everything, even when you are in the factory, wherever you are working, if there is a situation which comes, your mind should immediately go, where can I apply my knowledge to resolve this problem? Now, application of knowledge comes back to another point which is very, very critical, very, very crucial for you, and that is innovation. Today, if you have to succeed in your career, you have to be innovative. Earlier days, people who join an organization, he joins as an engineer, he becomes a senior engineer, he becomes a deputy manager, GM, blah, 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 all those things. He can become a GM. I am telling you, my dear friends, the coming days will be only where they will look at you as, do you have innovative mind? If you do not have innovative mind, वो आदमी सड़ा हुआ आदमी है, उस आदमी की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. So this, keep it in mind. And innovation does not mean you have to develop or you have to do a total new product. You have to bring a fantastic new item. No, innovation is not invention. Many people make mistake innovation as invention. No, innovation is improvement and daily improvement. Have you seen an athlete? What does an athlete do? Athlete starts running. When he runs, say he's running 100 meters. So he goes on measuring his 100 meters. It may be first 14 seconds, then he goes on doing, it becomes 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 11 seconds. He goes on measuring and he goes on improving. Continuous improvement. Or if you are a high jumper and you know that you are jumping and you are hitting after a 2 meters, you are hitting the bar. So you have to innovate. How do I jump in such a manner that I slightly go up and I don't hit the bar? So if I bring the same, example in the organization, you have to be innovative. You have to go on continuously be innovative. Now that becomes the second point. The first point for you, my dear students, was knowledge, application of knowledge. Second point is innovation. And how do you innovate? And the third point, which is most important, is performance. Gone are the days which you see in old Hindi movies, some factory owner इंटरव्यू लेता है, उसका किसी का रिलेशन का है या कोई दोस्त का बच्चा आ जाता है, उसको जॉब मिल जाता है. Nowadays it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Organizations want people who are bright, intelligent, smart, who can perform. So third point, which is very important for all of you, is your performance. You are only measured by your performance. Once you enter the organization, your past has no meaning. You may be from IIT, you may be from NIT, you may be from X, You may be from Y, or you may be from your College of Engineering, part of the Bharati Vidyapeeth. It's immaterial once you enter the organization. After you enter the organization, it is only your performance that counts. So, and as I said, it should be a continuous improvement performance. Your performance should be, your bosses should feel that, yes, you are an indispensable part of the organization. You are an indispensable part of the team. So this is the third point. So what I wanted to tell you is, I know I'm almost coming to the end because I was told it is 11 to 12. It's almost 11:48. This is a topic one can go and talk. But what I wanted to tell you, my dear students, is one, as I said, the industry has changed. The industry's look of the people have changed. The industry looks at people, where, as I said, one, the lower number of people will be required. Two, technology will be the driver. Three, automation is a must. Fourth is speed. And the fifth is actually trust and delegation. Your boss will trust you fully. You have to really do your best to see to it that you do not lose his trust. And part-time workers. And for students, what is important, as I said, it is not only knowledge. It is more important is application of knowledge. Second, as I said, is innovation. You should have an innovative mind. An innovative mind can come how? If there is a machine, you should look at each part of the machine. Can you bring down the weight of one particular part so that if I bring down the weight, my cost reduces. If I bring down the weight, my machining time reduces. There are so many benefits of innovation. And the third one is, as I said, is performance. If you perform, you excel. If you do not perform well, you perish. This is going to be the fundamental, facts of life in the days ahead. Let me tell you one very important thing before I close my talk. All of you will now be very keen to get a job, okay? Until unless somebody who wants to be a part of his family business or something. Otherwise, everybody wants to go get a job. Do you know when you attend interviews, what do the interviewer look at you? It's this is where I miss talking to the students openly. If it was an open class, I could ask some students what exactly. So the answer could be technical knowledge, presentation, communication skill, etc., etc. So these are the things which perhaps the interviewer looks at. Well, the answer is no. He may look at your presentation, he may look at your, communication skill, or he may look at, yes, knowledge you have. Obviously, you should have knowledge if you're a student of College of Engineering, Pune. Fine. But something what the interviewer looks at you is, he looks at the entrepreneurial skill in you. I don't know whether you understood. The entrepreneurship skill in individual. That means he looks at you whether you can really work like you are the owner of the company. Why I'm saying this? You may never be an owner, but you can always act like an owner. Your mind can act like an owner, because ultimately the owner of any organization, for him, the organization is everything. So this is not just a hearsay. Globally, it has been analyzed. There is a group called Hay Group of companies who are one of the largest manpower consultant in the world. Based on their survey, it has been found out that most of the interviewers across the world look at candidates who will have some sort of an entrepreneur skill, a feeling that I own this company. If anything bad happens to this company, it is going to hurt me. So my dear students, what I would like to tell you is that yes, you have to really, when you attend an interview, apart from your knowledge, etc., you have to give a feeling that you care for this company. You own this company. You want to really make a change in this company. You should never give a feeling that, oh, yeah, I want to work in this company. Now, you can, the moment you want to work in this company, you are only saying, yes, I'll be only one of those, workers who will do my work and go away. No, you have to give a feeling that I own this company. I want to be part of this company's growth, this company's success, this company's achievement. This is the point which you have to keep it in mind when you are attending interviews. And I can assure you one thing, you will definitely be more successful than somebody else who does not show this, this trait or this quality. One last point I wanted to tell you before I close the thing. I will not take more than about 2 or 3 minutes. It's an important point. That's the reason I am saying it has nothing to do with job. In 2008, I don't know, I'm sure mechanical engineers in your college, they may be aware, there's a body, or many of the professors may be aware, there's a body called ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineers. That is the largest body of mechanical engineers in the world. And they do a lot of all the mechanical engineering, standards, etc. is coming out of ASME. Now, ASME had conducted a global conference in Washington, D.C. in 2008. And I happened to be one of the 4 speakers. There were only 4 speakers, one from India, I was there, one from Netherlands, one from Japan, and one from the US. The topic, why I'm coming here is not to say that I was the speaker. The important point is just coming. The topic of the talk, of the seminar, was mechanical engineering 20 years hence. That is, it was in 2008, it was saying, how will mechanical engineering look in 2028? And most of the delegates were actually professors and deans of various top universities across the world, because the faculty plays a very major role in such deliberations in the US. And you will be surprised at the outcome. The outcome, 2 outcomes. The one outcome is mechanical engineering will never die. Okay? So I am adding that, because if you look at many branches of engineering like chemical engineering, suddenly it comes, it goes off. There's a lot of ups and downs. One, mechanical engineering will never die. It is a fundamental of most of the engineering. Second, is very important. Mechanical engineering has to do a lot more for humanity, and the conclusion came that many of the engineering colleges are not spending much time in teaching humanities, teaching history to the students. So in the US, it has been decided that for graduate courses in engineering, humanities will be given a little bit more important than what has been given. But ultimately, engineering is what? Engineering does things to improve the life of human beings like you and me. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been wonderful talking to you. I really feel sad that I could not see face to face, but I want to assure you one thing. The future, you have to keep certain points, as I said, whether it's innovation, whether it's the performance, whether it's the knowledge, application of knowledge, etc. With these things in your mind, last point I just forgot, because in one of my point I did mention that the lower number of people will be required for a particular job. Yes, that is a fact. Then you may also say that, sir, you are telling that no, there will be a lot of jobs in future. Yes, that's also true. For the same type of job, you will find less people, but the number of jobs will increase. Why? You see, today, if you really look at it, if you are aware of what is happening in the country, there's a lot of emphasis being given on Atmanirbhar Bharat. What does it mean? It is not just a mere slogan. It's the point, it's the actual factual situation that the country wants to manufacture things which is still now being imported. Now, this will become a great opportunity for young engineers. It will become a great opportunity for getting jobs. So till now, what we have been importing a lot of guns. It used to just come here and we used to use that gun. We used to import even submarines. We have been importing, ships we have been importing. Now, those are the things which the country will manufacture. So the Atmanirbhar Bharat is definitely going to give more opportunities to young engineers, and it is these young engineers who will actually make the future of this country. The country wants to be a global manufacturing center. And it is these opportunities which will really be coming your way, my dear friends. So, as I said, maybe 2021 will be a little bit tough, but 2022 onward, the world will be at your feet. With these words, let me conclude my talk. I would like to once again thank the College of Engineering and Bharati Vidyapeeth for giving me this opportunity to come and talk to all of you. And as I said, the Saturday at BV, I'm sure every Saturday you'll be having fantastic talks from various people. And I am honored to come and talk to all of you. Thank you, Dr. Anand Balerao, and thank you, Nachiket Kulkarni, for this opportunity. And once again, good luck to all the students. Happy Diwali and be cheerful. Thanks.
Thanks for such a wonderful sessions altogether. I can say most comprehensive and covering every aspect of the engineering life, I can say, because points which you shared, 5, 6, 10 points which you have covered, it is not limited only for 4 years of engineering, but I can say it is even after the retirement, like they can take it throughout the career, and also even after they are like retiring from the career, they can take these values with them for being a good citizen of India, to be a good engineer altogether. So I would like to have 2-3 questions from the students, if at all they have any query, and then we can probably close with the session, sir. So students, you are open to ask the question right now. Whoever want to raise the question, please raise the hand. I will allow them to unmute themselves so that you can ask the question right away. Anyone from participants? Or either you are able to digest the whole thing, or you're just digesting still now?
Somebody, Shantanu Mishra, has raised his hand.
Okay, Shantanu, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Very good morning, sir. First of all,
yes,
Nachiket sir, and so I would like to ask you a question. The thing about manufacturing. So
Yeah.
it comes in 2 ways. One is working for the country, and one is working from themselves. So from point of view, how it is going to affect the country in that form? Like one is starting his own business and setups, then obviously they are not trying to relate to the government. They are not actually, we cannot say that they are working for the country, because it's same as someone outside, and one is working for the government. So that puts a lot of displacement in the economy also, because then there are tax frauds and everything.
Now, let me tell you one small thing. If you tomorrow win the 100 meters in Olympics, you get a gold medal.
Yes.
Okay? Will it be for you, or will it be for the country?
That's a very diplomatic answer, because obviously I'm trying to run for myself, but the medal.
It is not a diplomatic answer. It's a very factual. It's a very factual answer, because you see, ultimately, we are a very small, minuscule part in the whole country. Ultimately, the country is most important. Since you put this point, why did Japan progress so well after the Second World War? You talk to any Japanese, he has a pride to be a Japanese. He had a pride. Okay. So my point is, even if I do a simple, small thing, if I am making a sanitizer, a very small sanitizer, which I should think that I am contributing for the country. I may make some money, I may lose some money. Losing money and making money is nothing to do with the contribution to the country. That's a business decision. That's a management decision, whether to make money or lose money. Your contribution to the country is first and foremost. You look at a Jawan in the border. He contributes. What does he do? He gets a salary, yes, but the salary, is he working for the salary? He may get more salary perhaps outside, but he contributes to the country. So whether it's a industry, whether it's a Jawan, whether you are innovation, whether in the college, the Bharati Vidyapeeth if they are running this institute, they're running these colleges, are they doing this college for themselves? Let me be very honest. No, no, they are doing this. They are doing this for the sake of the country. The country needs to improve the educational level of the students. Okay, so this is absolutely not a diplomatic answer. This is actually a factual answer. And you, as a young student, you should think, if this is needed in this country, why not I do it? I will do it for this country. And I can assure you one thing, you will be more successful. You may lose money. You may lose money.
Yeah.
But money is not the only point. Money will come and go. But if you do something and if that thing becomes very successful, you become a very, the country will always remember you. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So let me add one thing to Shantanu. Whether it is a job or a business, whether it is an industry, every element which are working, like if you're doing a job, you're working for an industry, and then industry is working for the betterment of the people, the society, and then people and the society are a part of the nation. So eventually you are doing the job for the sake of the goodwill of the society and therefore the nation. Yes, like sir said, that a Jawan, a doctor, these are the, like an engineer, wherever you work, when you work in a prestigious work, like when you have something to do to the society, it is in a way contribution to the nation. Yes, you can earn money through the ways which are not concerned with the betterment of the society. So I will not name it, but then there are few work where you will have a lot of money, but then it will only contribute to the miserness of the society. It will not be a positive impact for the society, but it will harm the society. So those work, yes, it will hamper the nation also. So whatever you work, the job profile or the nature of your work will decide what you are contributing to the nation. Money and all these matters are just an alignment to that particular thing which is there. So you want to add something?
One more point I thought I should tell you, not only to this Shantanu, but to other students also. It is, even if you make money, for example, you have a business, you have a restaurant, you make money. Now, when you make money, you have your profits, but at the same time, the country's economy goes up. Only when you make money through business, through other activities, economic activity is necessary for the country's growth. So, any activity, what we do it, if it helps, if you make money, the construction industry will go up. You will buy bigger houses. You will buy better vehicles. So it's basically the economic, situation of the country improves. Okay, good question. But I'm happy you asked that question. Glad. Anybody else has got any question?
What I will do,
sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir.
You can mute yourself now. Okay. So, sir, what I will do, I will take up the question through the email at my side. Let me compile them, removing the repeated ones, and then I can, if at all it is required to have a interaction, I will reach out to you, and then we can take the answer, and I will reach out to the students again for clarification. But the whole session itself was a much, I can say, impactful. I will not say informative, but it has impacted the minds of the students. So it has, I can say, triggered the thought process altogether as to how to take now the career ahead in terms of maybe engineer or a management or any other thing. But the ultimate aim should be to have innovation in the market, to make the life better for the society and the nation at large. So with this note, let me take the pleasure to thank you for today's session. Thanks for accepting the invitation and having a good mentoring and what I can say, comprehensive information and impactness to the students. I would like to thank the whole management of Bharati Vidyapeeth, the Chancellor, Sir, Vice Chancellor, Sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sir, the overall directors, every element of Bharati Vidyapeeth, our principal, Sir Dr. Anand, and also the faculty members which are there throughout the session. This definitely the important part is the students, because all we are doing this is for the students to take the benefit, and we do have such interaction in like pre-COVID era also, but that was a physical one, like into the seminar hall and all those things. But we thought, let us not stop those initiatives and take it ahead in virtual manner. And students are giving a good response to it. And I may say we will like to have your talk on some other day as well, in some other session as well. Once we open with the physical classroom, sir, I would request you to also have a visit to the college at the campus, and we can take ahead with the other session altogether. Eventually, I am also coming from an electrical background, so it is very much interesting to listen from you as an electrical engineer. Then in 1973 from a bit. So thanks a lot, sir. You can have regular interaction and have a nice weekend altogether.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye.